ways to instantly calm down. How to calm down quickly. So, something sets you off, and before long you feel stuck in an endless loop of intrusive thoughts. You're thinking about every possible thing that could go wrong. Your body tenses, your breathing quickens, and you can hear your heartbeat pounding in your ears. When you feel anxiety kick in like this, it's time to calm yourself down. The first step is awareness. Follow this guide for 8 techniques to calm down instantly. This is not a substitute for long-term fixes such as therapy, regular exercise, or practicing good sleep hygiene, but it's a good idea to learn to recognize the first signs of anxiety and get to work right away before experiencing an episode. Number 1. Just breathe. One of the best things you can do when you start to feel that familiar panicking feeling is to breathe. It may sound basic, but sometimes the simple things just work. Breathing deeply and slowly is what you want to do. Try to focus your thoughts on breathing and nothing else. When we draw our attention to our breathing and really focus on it, the thoughts that trigger the anxiety start to become more distant. Our heart rate slows and we start to calm. The technique to use is 4-7-8 breathing. This is how it works. Breathe in for 4 seconds, then hold your breath for 7 seconds, exhale slowly for 8 seconds, and repeat until you feel calmer. Number 2. Name what you're feeling. When you're experiencing an anxious episode, you may not realize what's going on until you're really in the thick of it. Recognizing that you're feeling anxious is an important step. Once you've recognized it, talk yourself through it. Tell yourself that it will pass and it's just a feeling. When you are in a heightened state of anxiety, you want to disrupt that cycle. And for some people, thought-stopping techniques are effective and as simple as saying stop and catching it. Naming your sensations and feelings may help you step away from them. This is anxiety. It is not you and it won't last forever. Number 3. Try the 5-4-3-2-1 coping technique. When you're overwhelmed with anxiety, the 5-4-3-2-1 coping technique can help calm your racing thoughts. This is how it works. 5. Look around the room. Name 5 things you see around you. These can be objects, spots on the wall, or bird flying outside, whatever it is. The key is to count down these 5 things like a game of I Spy. 4. Name 4 things you can touch. This can be the ground beneath your feet, the chair you're sitting in, or the palm of your own hands. 3. Listen quietly. Then acknowledge 3 things you can hear. This can be external sounds, like a fan in the room, or internal sounds, like the sound of your breathing. 2. Note 2 things you can smell. Maybe that's the perfume you're wearing or the pencil you're holding. 1. Notice something you can taste in your mouth. Maybe that's the juice you just drank. This technique can work even better if you pair it with deep, slow breathing. Number 4. Try the file-it mind exercise. The file-it technique works particularly well if you're lying awake at night, thinking of all the things you have to do or haven't done, or if you're rehashing something that happened during the day. These are the steps for performing the exercise. Firstly, close your eyes and imagine a table with file folders and a file cabinet on it. Secondly, imagine yourself picking up each file and writing down the name of a thought that's racing through your mind. For example, the fight you had with your spouse, the presentation you have to give at work tomorrow. Thirdly, once the name is on the file, take a moment to acknowledge the thought and how important it is to you. Then file it away. Lastly, repeat this process with every thought that pops into your head until you start to feel calmer or sleepy. The idea with the exercise is that you're taking a moment to name your triggers, examine them, and then consciously put them aside with a deadline to tackle them later. Number 5. Run. It sounds counterintuitive, but actually, a quick burst of exercise that increases your heart rate is helpful at reducing anxiety. A 5-minute high-speed run around the block, or at the very least on the spot, can help reduce anxiety. Of course, you could run for a longer time if that's something you enjoy. If running isn't your thing, you could try walking, or walking fast. The key is to increase your heart rate with exercise. It's also important not to forget your breathing. While you run or walk, consider focusing on how you're breathing. Every time your brain senses a threat, it tells the body to fight, flee, or freeze. This is a natural physiological reaction that allows you to respond to the perceived threat. If your reaction to the message is to run, you might trick your mind into thinking it's doing something practical to keep you safe. Then it may lower the state of alert and reduce your anxiety in the moment. Number 6. Think about something funny. Visualize your funniest moments, one where you laugh so hard you curled up in laughter. These can be real situations or they can be situations you saw on TV. If it's difficult for you to come up with something in the moment, try picking a couple of memories ahead of time so you can go to them as soon as you start experiencing anxiety. Like most mindfulness training, humor visualization takes you out of worrying about things that might happen in the future and focus you back into the present circumstances, in the now. And it invokes powerful emotions that can help you reduce anxiety quickly. When you laugh, you also contract and expand muscles, which reduces physical anxiety, stress, and tension. Laughter also combats the production of cortisol levels in the body. Number 7. Distract yourself. If nothing seems to be working to pull your focus from your anxious thoughts, maybe it's time to find a temporary distraction. For example, if you're lying in bed, wide awake, obsessing about what tomorrow will bring, and deep breathing and other techniques just isn't working, get up, leave your bedroom and find a distraction in another room. Focusing on something you really enjoy can break the cycle of anxious thoughts and give you some relief, at least until you're in a better frame of mind to tackle it. The idea is to find something relaxing, pleasurable, or mindless to pull your focus from your thoughts. You may do the dishes, fold clothes, or whatever can get you in a flow. Number 8. Take a cold shower. If you're experiencing particularly intense anxiety, some psychiatrists have a relatively extreme way to snap you back to reality. You can fill a large bowl of cold water, throw some ice cubes in, and dunk your face in the water for 30 seconds. Is it extreme? Yes, but it also works. This technique triggers your mammalian dive reflex, and it tricks your body into thinking you're swimming, so your heart rate slows and your body becomes calmer. If you don't feel like doing something this extreme, you can achieve a similar calming effect by jumping in a cold shower or going swimming. A less extreme option is to place your hand or foot in cold water for a minute or so. You can also try holding an ice cube until it melts in your hand. I hope these tips can help next time you're feeling anxious. They are meant to help in the moment but shouldn't replace long-term positive habits. For more information on a variety of topics from health to current affairs, please like, share, and subscribe. Live an informed life.